guys, welcome to my first video where I will be showing you the guide to, well, enchantments. You have the helmet, the chestplate, the leggings, the boots, the sword, the axe, the pickaxe, the shovel, and the hoe. Why you would ever use the hoe? I've got no idea, but it's my job since this is a video. So, let's get to work. Let's start with armor. There are 4 levels of protection. There are 4 different types of and there are 4 different types of protection. Basically, you have fire protection, you have blast protection, you have projectile protection, and protection. Basically, for fire protection, or blast, or projectile, only those 3, there's one specific thing about them. Basically, each level of protection applies 15% resistance to your armor. So, for example, for fire protection 4 on your leggings, that would give you 60% resistance to fire, 60% resistance to blast, and projectile protection, 60% resistance to projectiles. But it stacks. So, if you get blast protection on your leggings and your boots, you have 120% resistance to blast protection. It doesn't deal any damage to the mobs. It ensures that you can't take any damage. Same thing with projectile protection and fire protection. But my personal favorite is protection, because it's super well rounded out and you don't know what you're gonna go up against. Say if a zombie came up to me and tried attacking me, I'm not going to be super weak because I have fire protection 4 on all my armor. I have regular protection, which is fairly good for all types of damage. And next up, we have to enchant all of them with protection. You can apply them with whichever one you like, but me and my friends, we like to use just regular protection in our everyday life. Occasionally we use blast or fire or projectile, but it's mostly whichever level of protection we can take. So, with that saying, it can't be that hard to get Unbreaking 3 and projectile and protection 4, right? Well, I just got protection 3, and that's not bad, I guess. But I suppose it could be better. Next up, we have one important thing. We need to enchant it with Unbreaking 3 and Mending. If you don't know what Unbreaking 3 is, basically it lowers the chance that your armor takes durability. So you can put that on all your things. And same thing with Mending. You can put helmet. You can put Unbreaking 3 and Mending on your helmet, your chestplate, your leggings, and your boots, on basically everything. And that's pretty much the basics for your armor. There's way more things. There's way more enchantments that could go into like your armor and stuff, such as Swift Sneak 3 on your leggings, which, once you know it, makes you swift faster. There's Depth Strider, which makes you swim faster. Feather Falling, which makes you take less damage on your boots. And there's Thorns. Thorns isn't the best enchantment because while it does attack players or mobs that attack you, it takes down on your durability way more in the long run. And overall, the higher level of thorns you have, the worse it is. So me personally, I like to have no thorns at all. Now for the sword. For the sword, there are 3 enchantments you can have. You can have Sharpness, Smite, or Bane of Arthropods. Bane of Arthropods deals more damage to arthropods, and Smite deals a lot more damage to undead mobs like zombies or skeletons or zombie piglins or zombie villagers or drown or husks and then there's Sharpness. Sharpness is well-rounded and it can go against everything. It's okay. So for example, if you enchant your sword with Sharpness 5, watch this. See, it deals quite a bit of damage. And next up, we have looting, fire aspect, and sweeping edge. For fellow Bedrock players, sweeping edge does not exist because Bedrock has this cool thing, because Java has this cool thing where basically there's an attack cooldown. Or there's an attack cooldown. It's a little bit annoying because you can't spam click, but you see that little blade thing in the center of my screen? You can, it deals a sweep. It's sweeping. It's sweeping. You can see the little sweep animation, and it deals damage to mobs around it. Now, the problem with mending is that you can't exactly get it from an enchanting table. You need to get it from a villager, or you need to find it in chests. And honestly, the best route is to get a villager. If you find a villager that doesn't have mending, that's okay. What you need to do is you need to go find your lectern, break it, and then place it down again to re-roll their enchantment. See, look, it has quick charge 1. If I break it and place it again, they now have projectile protection 4. You can get almost any enchantment like that, and it's super useful. And honestly, that's what we call a villager trading. Okay. So next up we have all the other tools like the axe, which can have sharpness, and it deals more damage actually if you critical hit. If you don't know what a critical hit is, it's basically whenever you jump and hit them at the same time. As you can see, there were like those little animations. There were that little you saw like the little yellow like X's. That's the sign that you did a critical hit. Critical hits deal way more damage on axes, but swords have higher damage percentage. So it really depends on what you want. And then there's efficiency, silk touch, and fortune. You can only have silk touch. You can only have silk touch or fortune on one thing at a time. See, look. If I try and enchant my axe with sharpness, it works. If I enchant it with efficiency, it works. If I enchant it with silk touch, it works. But you can't have fortune and silk touch on the same thing. Look, if I try again with fortune, silk touch cannot go together. Honestly, it's the same thing for all of them. You need to make sure to have Unbreaking 3 and Mending on all of your tools. And what you can have is you can have Efficiency, Silk Touch, or Fortune on all of your things, but you can't have Sharpness on it because Sharpness is exclusive to the axe and sword. So basically, that is all I have for you today. I suppose there is some more enchantments I could go over, like Aqua Affinity and Respiration for your helmet, or Breach Intensity for the mace, but that's a little bit more advanced. So this is the basics. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully, and goodbye.